Hey everyone, and welcome to Learn English in Real Life. This is the place where we practice listening and speaking slowly and clearly, using real-life topics to help you improve your English skills. I'm excited to have you here, and I hope these exercises will help you grow your language abilities every day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more great content. In today's episode, we're going to explore a common struggle. Why is it so hard to focus? We've all been there, starting a task, but quickly getting distracted. Well, it turns out that one of the main reasons we find it difficult to concentrate is that we often don't have clear goals. When we don't know exactly what we want to achieve, it becomes much easier to lose focus. So, why is it so difficult to concentrate on a task? One big reason is that we often don't have clear goals. When we don't know exactly what we want to do, it's easy to get distracted. For example, if you sit down to study or work but you're not sure what you want to finish, it's hard to stay motivated. A clear goal helps you know what you are working on and gives you a reason to keep going. It shows you the direction and helps you stay focused. Another reason it's hard to focus is because there are too many distractions around us. We live in a world full of noise and interruptions. Our phones, social media, messages, and people around us can all take our attention. Even when you sit down to work, your mind might start thinking about other things, or you might want to check your phone. These distractions break your focus and make it hard to stay on your task. So it's not only about doing the work, but also about learning how to ignore the things that take your attention away. This is not easy, especially because there are so many things around us all the time. Another big problem for focus is stress. When we feel stressed, our minds are busy thinking about our problems or worries. You might be thinking about a test, a meeting, or something else that makes you feel nervous. This makes it hard to focus on the thing in front of you. Your brain is thinking about the stress instead of the task. That's why it's important to manage your stress and try to calm down before starting work. A calm mind can focus better. One more reason people can't focus is tiredness. If you don't sleep well or don't rest enough, your brain doesn't work properly. You get distracted more easily, and even if you try, it's harder to stay focused. When you're tired, your brain can't pay attention for long. That's why sleeping well and taking care of your health is important for focus and productivity. So, now we understand the main reasons why it's hard to focus. Unclear goals, too many distractions, stress, and tiredness. But knowing these problems is the first step. Once we understand them, we can try to fix them. In the previous part, we talked about some common reasons why it's hard to focus. But now, let's talk about some less obvious reasons that we often don't think about, but they still affect our ability to concentrate. We often follow unhealthy routines. Doing what we know is right is not always easy. It takes effort and energy. Sometimes, avoiding hard work feels easier. There was an interesting study from University College London. In this study, people looked at dots moving on a screen. They had to push a lever to the right if the dots moved right, and to the left if the dots moved left. At first, they did it correctly, but then the scientists made one side of the lever heavier and harder to move. After that, many people started to push the lever in the wrong direction just because it was easier. Even though they knew what the correct answer was, they chose the simple action. This shows us something important. When things become harder, people often choose the easier way, even if it's not correct. Instead of continuing the right task, we might change our behavior to avoid difficulty, just like the people in the study. In real life, we do the same thing. For example, if a task is hard, we might stop and check our phone or take a break. We don't do this on purpose, but our brain learns that it feels better to avoid the hard work. Over time, we teach ourselves to stop trying when something is difficult. Henry Ford once said, "Thinking is the hardest work there is," which is probably the reason so few engage in it. If checking your email or watching a video helps you avoid thinking about a big task, you'll do it again. And if you continue doing this, it becomes a habit. When this habit grows, it becomes even harder to focus. Your brain always looks for the easy way. That's why learning to face hard tasks and not avoid them is very important if you want to stay focused. Now, let's look at another big reason why it's hard to concentrate. We don't know how to focus on tasks we don't enjoy. Think about it. When you enjoy something, it's easy to pay attention. For example, if you like shopping, you can do it for hours without getting tired. But when it comes to tasks you don't enjoy, like doing taxes or cleaning the house, it's much harder to focus. Most people avoid these tasks until they really have to do them. The problem is that many important things in life are not fun. Even if you don't enjoy them, they still need to be done. But when a task feels boring or difficult, it's easy to find something else to do. You might check your phone, scroll through social media, or do something easier instead. So, how can we focus on something we don't like? Ian Bogost, a teacher and video game maker, has an interesting idea. He says we can enjoy boring tasks more by changing how we think about them. In his book, Play Anything, he explains that we can treat tasks like games by turning them into challenges and finding ways to make them more interesting. For example, Bogost talks about how he learned to enjoy mowing the lawn. At first, he thought it was boring, but then he started thinking about how to do it better. He tried different ways to mow faster or more neatly. He even tried to beat his old time. By doing this, he made the task feel like a game, something he could improve and enjoy. This idea can work for many things. If you change how you see a task and treat it as a small challenge, it can become more fun. You don't always have to feel bored or unhappy while doing something you don't like. Instead, pay attention to how you do it. Try to improve and make it feel more interesting. This can help you stay focused and make the task feel lighter and easier. Now, let's talk about another reason many people have trouble focusing. They often say, "I don't have time." It's easy to feel like there is never enough time in the day. In fact, a study in the Monthly Labor Review showed that people who said they worked 65 to 74 hours a week actually thought they worked about 20 hours more than they really did. This means many people feel busy, but are not always productive. We often confuse being busy with being productive. Just because you are always doing something does not mean you are moving closer to your goals. Saying, "I'm too busy," is often about not focusing well, not about not having time. Think about it. Every day, We make choices about how to spend our time. Do you wake up early, or do you hit the snooze button? Do you decide to take a part-time course now or later? Do you clean up now, or let things get messy? Everyone has the same 24 hours, so why do some people get more done? Research shows that the secret to managing time is not a big secret. Laura Vanderkam, a time management expert, says the most productive people are not better at managing time, but they are very good at choosing what is important. Productive people know their priorities and make sure to spend time on them. When we say, "I don't have time," we are really saying, "This is not important to me right now." A 2018 study about productivity found the best way to manage time is to decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. This method is called time boxing. Time boxing means setting specific times for certain tasks. When you schedule your time this way, you have a better chance to finish your work. Time boxing helps you replace moments when you might get distracted with useful activities that help you reach your goals. When you plan your day carefully, you make sure that the most important tasks get enough time and attention. So, today we've covered some of the main reasons why focusing can be so difficult. Whether it's not having clear goals, getting stuck in unhealthy routines, or telling ourselves we don't have time. We also explored how to address these challenges by setting clear priorities, learning how to focus on tasks we don't enjoy, and using techniques like time boxing to make the most of our time. Remember, focus is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice and patience. The more you work on your focus, the easier it will become to stay on track and accomplish your goals. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you found these tips helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes to help you improve your English skills and get more done. Until next time, take care and keep practicing.